So he went and he gathered a whole bunch of oyster shells and he put them in his pocket. And as T-Poulette, T-Pousette, Lilia, and Mr. Civic all went out into the swamp to go bait the traps, they built a fire, and T-Poulette stayed a little bit behind him, and he was dropping those oyster shells as he went. Well, after they had their little lunch around the fire, Lilia and Mr. Civic left to go finish their work, and they left the children around the fire, but they never came back to get them. Well, T-Pousette, at night, by nightfall, nobody came back. She got very, very upset, and she was crying. And her big brother said, "Pleur pas, T-Pousette, pleur pas. Pleur pas, don't cry." He said, "I dropped some oyster shells, and when that moon shines in those shells, we're going to be able to follow them all the way back home." And that's just what they did. Well, Mr. Civic was heartbroken that he had listened to Lilia, and he said, "I am not doing that again." So, the next day, he went off to work, and Lilia said, "Come on, children, we're going to go bring your daddy some lunch." And T-Poulette didn't have enough time to get any oyster shells, so he grabbed some pain-perdu, some stale bread. Say that, pain-perdu. Pain-perdu. So he got some stale bread, and as he was walking behind, he was dropping those breadcrumbs all the way through the swamp. Well, they built a campfire, and Mr. Civic came, and they had their lunch all around the campfire like usual. Lilia and him went off. Now, you see, Mr. Civic didn't know she was doing that. Lilia never came back to get him. So, at nightfall, T-Pousette started to cry again. "Pleur pas, T-Pousette. Pleur pas, don't cry. I dropped some breadcrumbs. We can follow the breadcrumbs home." So that's just what they were trying to do, except there was a problem. They couldn't find the breadcrumbs. What do you suppose happened? Birds and animals ate the bread. So now they didn't have any way to find their way back home. So they started to wander around in the swamp. And then they got a little ways into the swamp, and they heard some Cajun music play. And they said, "Well, where there's good Cajun music playing, there's got to be some good Cajun food. Let's follow the sound through the swamp." So that's just what they did. And they came upon a house, a cabin in the middle of the swamp. And this cabin, you won't believe, it was made of boudin, which is Cajun sausage. Say that, boudin. That's Cajun sausage. And it was made of cafe au lait. Say it, cafe au lait. That means coffee with milk. And it was made of beignets. Can you say that? Or like where I come from, it's a beignet. And that's a Cajun donut. And it was made of pralines. Pralines? You didn't know that was a Cajun word, did you? That's Cajun candy. So those children were so hungry, they started eating and eating and eating their way to that house. Well, they didn't see it, but there was an old witch. She crept up behind them, and she said, "Chère petite, mes petits enfants, who's mangé on my maison today?" They were so hungry, they didn't even hear one. She said it again. "Chère petite, petits enfants, who's mangé on my maison today?" So we're going to say what those words are. Let's start with mes petits enfants. Mes petits enfants. That means my little children. Who is manger? Eat. Who's eating? On my maison, my house, maison. So they saw her and she said, "You come on in. I'm making some gumbo and some jambalaya." So they went in with her because they were very hungry. And they started to eat. Well, she had put some sleeping pills in that food. And they fell right to sleep. And when they woke up, T-Poulette, come over here. Slide down over there. Was inside a crab trap. Oh. And T-Poulette was told that she was going to cook, and she was going to clean, and she was going to do that every day, and they were going to fatten T-Poulette up. And when T-Poulette was all fattened up, she was going to make sauce piquante, brother. Yeah, dude, you're about to get eaten here. Well, every day they fed him, and every day she'd go and check to see how fat he was. And one day, many months later, he was finally fat enough to make a sauce piquante out of. So she told T-Poulette, "You go on that big pot we got," and she threw in all kinds of spices and everything to make the sauce piquante. And she told T-Poulette, "Go taste that sauce and make sure it's good, then we're going to put your little brother in it." And she said, "Oh, Madame Witch, I'm just a little Cajun girl from the swamp. I don't know nothing about no good food like that. I don't want to mess up your sauce piquante. Could you go and taste it instead?" She said, "Fine, get out of my way." So she went, and as she was leaning over to taste it, what do you suppose happened?
She pushed her in.
She pushed her in, and she ran to the crab trap, and she freed her brother. And then they ran outside, and they went to the bayou. You can stand up now. They went to the bayou, and they cried, "Coco-3! Coco-3! Can you please come and help me?" And all of a sudden, an alligator wearing a crown came out of the bayou and said, "Sure, I'll help you." So T-Poulette and T-Poulette got on top of that alligator's back, and he swam them back to their cabin. When Mr. Civic saw that, he was so happy that his children were home. And his children told him, "By the way, inside that house, there was a treasure chest, and it was full of Jean Lafitte's treasure." So the Coco-3 swam Mr. Civic back, and he found all that treasure, and he became very wealthy. But like all good Cajuns, who are very generous people, he did not keep all those jewels for himself. He shared it with everybody in the town. So everybody got together, and they threw a fade-do-do. Say that. Fade-do-do. That is a Cajun party. Give him a big hand. And get on your feet, because it's Cajun party time. Oh, we gotta get it done with it. Opelousas, so stand. That's a good one.
Used to come this way, on his way, to sing his song. I gotta hear jukebox.
You don't like that one either? What do you know? You just said here. Okay, now we're going to go over some words and try to listen, because whoever gets the most words right is gonna win a prize. So we started off with T-Poulette. What did that mean? Everybody together, what did that mean? All right. Jean Lafitte is a what? Coco Three Beans. Claire Pop. Don't cry. Pampered Duke. No. Bread. Stale bread. Okay. Boudin. Cafe. Coffee. Beignet. Donuts. Praline. Manger. Maison. And mes petits enfants. My little children, and fait dodo. All right, starting off with you and all of you. T-Poulette. Jean Lafitte. Coco Three. Shh. No. Coco Three. Boss. Oh, that's another. Claire Pop. Very good. Boudin. Cafe au lait. Beignet. What? Got it. Praline. Praline. No. Praline. No. Praline. Alligator. Go, Eric. Praline. No. Praline. What? Candy. Manger. What? Okay, that's all right. That was really fast for y'all to be doing so good. Manger. No helping, coach. No. Manger. No. Eat. Maison. Mes petits enfants. Wow. Fait dodo. Sit down. Fait dodo. Fait dodo. Fait dodo. Wow, very good. Okay, let's go switch them up this time. Pampered Dude. Wow. Claire Pop. No. We have two left. Okay, you two come up here. What's your name? Gavin. Anthony, give them a big hand for going so far. We're going to narrow this down to one. All right, now, we're also going to give everybody else a big hand because that was a whole lot of French words. Really fast to learn, especially if that's not a language you speak. That was really good. I'm really impressed at the amount of words you got. Now, we're going to break this tie, so we're going to have to make this a little harder now. So instead of me telling you the French word and you telling me the English word, we're going to tell you the English word and you're going to tell me the French word. Okay, let's start with an easy one. Eat. Wait, you don't know if